So, why your B2B sales calls are failing and how to fix it. Today, I want to talk about a problem that plagues many B2B SaaS companies. You're spending money on ads, you're getting people to book demos, and when you get on the sales calls, they feel tough to you. The prospect is skeptical, they don't know what you do, and you feel like you have to do this hard, aggressive pitch just to keep them interested. So, if that sounds familiar, it's because your marketing funnel is broken. Good news is it's fixable, and today I'm going to walk you through a core problems of a typical B2B funnel and how you can build a simple, powerful system to just fix it and make sure your sales calls become collaborative strategy sessions instead of high pressure pitches. So this is the inferior predatory sales process that I'm talking about. It's a broken system in which most companies have a very low trust touch point with their customers. The standard meta ad or cold email brings in prospects who has no idea who you are, and there's no pre-existing relationship. There's zero trust, and because there's no trust, this leads to the next problem, which is no education before the call. The prospect basically clicks your ad, skims your landing page, books a call. They haven't consumed any content from you that educates them on your unique point of view, how you solve their problem differently, and why you are the expert. Why no education? Because it's the piece in the middle. It's you're missing some core marketing and sales assets. The company hasn't created the foundational content. You haven't created case studies, videos, and VSLs that do the heavy lifting of building trust and educating the prospect before the call. So what's the result of all this? You end up at inferior sales process, and your sales team gets on a call with cold, skeptical prospect, and you have basically you have no choice but to compensate with a hard pitch. You have to use this high pressure tactic just to focus on closing and not exactly helping the customer. So this is why I call this a broken system. What we want to do, however, is build this funnel based on authenticity. So how do we fix this? We want to basically make the prospect like and trust us, and then they book a call with us. So you want to show them a demo of our product and philosophy. So it all starts with an offer change. So basically authenticity based selling is what you want the prospect to know, like, and trust you before they ever book a call. How does this transformation begin? Well, the first is offer change. You basically need to just stop selling a product or a software. You need to sell your entire expertise and make your product into a specific named system that immediately gives you a unique angle, a unique methodology that separates you from another your competitors and just another commodity vendor on meta ad platform. Once you do this, you need to then start nurturing them before the call. So with your new system defined, you need to build a funnel that will basically educate the prospect instead of just trying to capture them. So what you want to do is build core sales assets that were missing before the heavy lifting of marketing and sales actually happens. You want the final sales calls to actually feel effortless. So your core asset will be YouTube videos. This will be like your 24/7 top of the funnel trust building machine. It's always available, and anytime a prospect lands on your video, you immediately feel like an expert to them, and they convert from cold traffic into warm audience immediately. That's the big benefit of YouTube videos. The second is killer case study. This can be in the form of text on your website or in the YouTube videos. Once you hammer this point of your unique point of view, your unique philosophy, your unique expertise in solving their problem into their mind, they turn from cold traffic into warm prospect. That's very necessary. That's extremely necessary just to make sure that they are already educated about your product, about your entire expertise, about your authority before they get on the demo call. So next is, a VSL and a landing page. Your normal website landing page with a book a demo button will not work here, because you want uh, your leads, your warm leads or your cold leads, to be educated about your product. You can do that with a VSL, and it has to be, logical and compelling. So and it needs to be short, so no more than 5 minutes maximum. And this should include some of your results, your previous results with other companies, of what you've built for them and how they've actually grown with you using your software. This is basically an effective marketing process, which will now lead to an effective sales process. So this is the result. They show up to your implementation with a very open mind, and they are educated about how you can solve their problem, and it's very easy to convince them to part with their money and actually become your customer and solve their problem with you instead of somebody else. So this is the entire process. So if we just recap now, the broken funnel starts with low trust and ends with a inferior predatory sales process. The fixed funnel starts with authenticity and education, and it creates like a very low friction journey in the customer, for the customer, and it doesn't feel like a pitch. It feels like a collaborative process instead. So the difference is basically you're building trust at scale with your ads. I hope this was a clear framework for your own funnel. If you found this helpful, go construct your own on your own, or if you want me to construct your entire funnel and build this for your SaaS, then you can just book a call with me down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.